Well, howdy there, Internet students. It's Mr. Hermanson again. Hey, we're just going to review our 6.2 today. I'm going to just give you some guidance as you do these problems, and then you can check your answers to make sure you're doing them right. And then you can go ahead and do your quiz and see how you do. So we made this owl character. We want to find the ratio of the owl's width to the height. To find the width, you want to count this distance here. To find the height, you want to count this distance here. All right, go ahead and do that. All right, you should have got 5 for the width, 11 for the height, so the ratio is 5 to 11. Remember that you can also write that ratio as a fraction like that or like that. All right, Julie likes drawing so much she decides to paint it on her bedroom wall. She enlarges the character by a scale factor of 12. What will be the width of the oversized owl? So you're going to take this width here and multiply it by the scale factor. And then to get the height, you're going to do the same thing. Take the height multiplied by the scale factor. All right, so you should have got 60 for the new width and 132 for the new height. Now, since we used the scale factor on that, that means that the drawing on her wall is proportional to the original. So we can take the original proportions width and height, which is 5 to 11, and that should equal the new ratio of width to height, which is 60 over 132. Now you can verify that by simplifying this or make sure the cross products are equal. Now, how will the areas compare? Remember that the area will be, the oversized owl will be whatever the scale factor is times itself, so 12 times 12 times bigger, which is 144 times bigger. Okay. So triangle K on number 2 is mathematically similar to triangle L. Remember what that means. That means that the corresponding angles, like this angle is equal to this angle, and you can tell that's why they have 2 of those. This angle will be equal to this angle, and so will the other angle. Okay, so once you know that, then you can write a proportion to help you figure out the missing parts. Okay, what you need are 2 corresponding sides. So what I would do is take this side here and this side here, use that as part of your proportion. The other way you could do it is you could figure out how many times bigger the big one is than the small one and then multiply or divide by that number. But let's do the proportion way here. Okay, now if we want to find n, n is from the big triangle, so that goes down by the 80. And then the number that goes with that, that comes from the small triangle, is 50. 50 and n are corresponding. Okay? All right, so go ahead and cross multiply and divide, see what you get, and also set up your proportion to find p and find that also. All right. Here's what I got on that, and just showing you how I set up the proportion to find p. So I took p and 120 from the little triangle, or I mean p from the little triangle, 120 from the big triangle because it's in the same side as p. And then I took a number from the little triangle to match up with the p here, and then a number from the big triangle of corresponding sides, 32 and 80. All right, the scale factor from K to L. Now, we are getting smaller, so we're going to divide in such a way that we get a number less than 1 when we do this. So I'm going to do 32 over 80, and I'm going to just simplify that. I think 8 will go into both of these, so we get 4 over 10, and that actually can divide by 2, so 2 over 5. If you left your answer like that, it would be correct, but it can be simplified to 2/5. Okay? All right. So on this one, we're going to find U, and we know that Q is similar to R. It says this can be tricky, and that's because notice how Q is set up where the base is the small side and the height is 20, where R, the base, is the big side. So actually the sides that correspond are the 20 and the 60. Okay, so look at how many times bigger the 60 is than the 20 when you try to find U. And then go ahead and find the scale factor from Q to R. This number should be greater than 1 because it's going from a smaller rectangle to. All right, to get the scale factor from Q to R, I just took, this should be a 3. I took 60 divided by 20 because those two sides correspond. This is the long side on R, this is the long side on Q. All right. Now, remember with shadows, we can, because the sun is at the same angle, we have similar triangles, we can use those similar triangles to find missing parts. The proportion, you could take the shadow side, which is 1.3 from the stick, and the stick height 2.4. And remember that the 1.3 is the shadow part, so the shadow of the tree should go on top and the height should go on bottom. Go ahead and finish that up to find the tree height. I got about 5.4 for that one. I had to round it. Okay, I'll let you go and figure out number 5 and 6. Just say yes or no and why, and then you can check with your answer. All right, so you should have decided, since the x is multiplied by 4 and the y is multiplied by 5, that it's going to distort the figure. It's not going to be similar. X and y need to have the same multiplier, which they do on number 6, and that is the scale factor 1.3. All right, that's all I got for you here. You can go ahead and do the quiz, see how you do, and if you're doing good, you are going to be good for the test. If you're not doing so good, then you better go back and review those parts that that you didn't do so good on. All right, good luck with that, and we'll talk to you soon.